Okay, let's see if this is working. I have not been live in a long time, so let us do this. If you are just tuning in and watching the posted video, it has been reported and confirmed U.S. military members have been injured in a rather large attack. So let's go ahead and get into this. And again, thank you for being here. And a lot of you are missing my videos because YouTube has been very wonky on this channel. I've taken a month break, but that's actually affected all of you. So make sure you guys are turning on your notifications, like, and all that kind of stuff. So let me actually get to where I need to be. There we go. Let me minimize this. Let us move this. It's been a second. There we go. All right. And thank you everybody for being here. Hey everybody, again, turn on your notifications because you guys are missing all of the videos and content. YouTube just does not want you to see anything. All right, so US, this is straight from Reuters, but this has been reported over the last few hours at the time of doing this stream and posting the video. So it says US personnel suffer minor injuries in Iraq, base attack officials say. And if you hear some crying in the background, I do have a little baby boy now. So just expect to hear some crying and whining. That's why I look so tired. U.S. personnel suffered minor injuries and a member of Iraq security forces was seriously wounded in an attack on Iraq's al-Asad air base on Saturday. As you guys know right now, the Middle East is absolutely turning up right now to the point where it's getting pretty scary. We also do have confirmation on who exactly did that attack. So again, stick with me. We'll get to that here in a second. 2 security sources in Iraq and 1 government source said that the base was hit by multiple rockets fired from inside Iraq. I am waiting for the actual Central Command response to see what they did. There are reports that Patriot missiles have been relaunched to intercept the attack. A second U.S. official said the attack was carried out by militants from inside Iraq. I have that report for you guys right here. Okay, so if you've been on this channel for a while, I've been talking about these guys, Islamic resistance in Iraq. These are the guys causing a lot of chaos for the United States, and these are the guys who are actually able to essentially convince Iraq to kick the United States out of their country. And so, from the Islamic resistance in Iraq who have taken claim to these string of attacks right here, let me try to zoom in for you guys. I'm getting old. Come on, it won't zoom in. In the name of God the Most, I cannot yo, Islamic resistance in Iraq, you gotta make your font bigger than size 2 font. Come on now. Continuing our approach to resisting the American occupation forces in Iraq and the region, and in response to massacres, the Zionist entity against our people in Gaza, the Mujahideen of the Islamic resistance in Iraq attacked the occupied al-Asad base in western Iraq with a missile salvo, and the Islamic resistance confirms its continuation. Notification gang, turn on those notifications right now if you're here, and thank you so much for being here. So yeah, Islamic resistance in Iraq is not going to stop. Let us continue with the report. Again, this is a very fluid report. More and more things are coming in as we go on. And the U.S. military, I think, is being extremely cautious and patient to actually respond here. Because right now, the Prime Minister of Iraq is absolutely done with the U.S. military. The militants are seeking to impose a cost on the United States for support of Israel against Iran-backed Palestinian militant groups and Hamas. We'll get to that in a second, and we'll also get to the implications here of what the move is for Iran. Again, it's pretty clear why Iran is wanting these militants right now to hype it up. Iran and all of these militants throughout the Middle East, you're starting to notice, are ramping up from Yemen to Lebanon to Syria, either going after U.S. assets, Western civilian assets, cargo ships, going after Israeli assets. Everyone is turning up, and the ones pulling the strings, or the head of the octopus and moving its tentacles, is of course Iran. The U.S. has 900 troops in Syria and 2,500 in Iraq. For now, again, they're probably going to get kicked out, on a mission to advise and assist local forces trying to prevent a resurgence of IS. Now, I just seen a comment over here saying, why is Iraq involved in this? Yes, the main reason that we are still in Iraq as of today, right now, because it changes every day, is that we are quote unquote assisting and helping to defeat IS. Sorry, I just coughed on that because I'm laughing. The issue with that statement is that right now, IS is not really the problem for the U.S. military or Iraq. The issue for Iraq right now is the fact that the U.S. keeps getting attacked left and right, nonstop. And now that the U.S. military is not supposed to be in combat operations, it's very difficult for the U.S. to justify that they have been attacked over 130 times since October 7th. And Iraq is like, guys, like, what are we doing here? You're supposed to be helping us out, but we have a constant barrage of rocket fire flying over our cities. And when the U.S. does retaliate, people get hurt. Yeah, someone said there's state conflicts in every corner of the globe. That is correct. And someone said, yeah, it feels like it's going to be a war. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a war, and I don't know how the U.S. could clearly justify this war. Again, if anything, the U.S. military learned its lesson the very hard way in Afghanistan and in Iraq, that you cannot win a war against these militant groups or these militia groups. They have something the U.S. military doesn't have. They have time. And the Taliban, they showed the world that they're willing to wait it out and just fight every other season, known as the fighting seasons. We'll fight during the summer and we'll smoke some hookah during the winter. And it ended up working. Now, that's a whole controversial debate for another time, but you guys get my point. I would like to hit on this point right here. And I probably will making a more standardized video on this. Again, if you're here, make sure you are liking the stream because YouTube has really put this channel in a weird loophole. So I see 117 viewers are here. Please like the stream. It helps out a lot. And it also helps your other fellow subscribers actually get the content because a lot of you guys are actually not seeing these videos. Iraq's Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, very important, office announced moves to evict U.S. forces following a U.S. drone strike in Baghdad. I'm a little confused why this has not been getting as much reporting. I don't want to get all conspiracy here, but could it be because the Biden administration might look really bad? This is a really big deal because the Pentagon is not even acknowledging, like, let me know in the comments, have any of you guys seen anything other than me or like a Preston Stewart or Ryan Macbeth? Have you guys seen any reports on like Fox News or anything of this happening where the US is getting kicked out? I'm going to be honest with you, I don't watch TV. I try to stay away from it. I have not seen any reports like, guys, we're getting kicked out here. What is happening? And the Pentagon's just, whatever. Let me know if you guys have seen anything. And the main reason why Baghdad or Iraq wants to kick out the U.S. military, there was a retaliation strike over Baghdad. The U.S. military said, well, this is us defending ourselves. And we'll get to that here in a second. That was condemned by the government. The Pentagon said their strike took out a militia leader responsible for recent attacks on U.S. personnel. Now, as you guys know, this is a very gray line of we're going to attack to defend ourselves, so we're technically not attacking, but we're defending ourselves. This seems to be the new strategy in the Middle East, especially with this Biden administration. I don't know how long you can justify going on the offensive to defend yourself. I mean, I understand that there are times in military tactics that if you know the enemy is there, go after them. But legally speaking, Iraq is a sovereign nation, and the territory of Yemen, the country, is also a sovereign nation. So there has to be legal action taken for the U.S. military to be like, look, are we in a war or are we not in a war? What is happening here? Someone wrote a good point here. Iran having the cojones to attack a nuclear power like Pakistan makes me suspect them. Glad to hear I'm not the only person thinking that. If you guys go check out a recent video I made, a report just came out from Bloomberg that Iran now does officially have the capabilities to create a nuclear warhead. There's no indications on whether or not they actually have one, but without a doubt, scientists collectively agree at the top nuclear agencies are all saying they can do it. And so I made a video about this saying that it looks like Iran is totally okay with going after Pakistan because they can do it themselves. They have the capability to now be a nuclear powerhouse, which would change the entire Middle East forever and U.S. operations in the Middle East forever. No more are the days where the U.S. military can just push their weight around, especially if another country, besides Israel, has a nuclear weapon. This part right here is what I've been saying. The Pentagon said it has not been formally notified of any plans to end the U.S. troop presence in the country. If you guys want to go and verify and check yourself, there was like a random question asked to the Pentagon, like, hey, have you heard about this? And it was diverted to the State Department. And says its troops are delayed to Iraq at the invitation of the government in Baghdad. Iran on Monday struck Erbil, the capital of Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdistan region, with ballistic missiles in what it said was an attack on an Israeli spy headquarters, and Israel has not even mentioned this or notified anything about this. So you can see how things are rather confusing, but at the end of the day, there always seems to be the main perpetrator, which is Iran. It is United States versus big country Iran versus militia groups Iran. But as it stands right now, I'm not seeing any other reports of any further U.S. personnel getting more than injured, further casualties, if you will. If U.S. personnel had been hit harder than they were today, I think this would be a cause for further escalation in the Middle East. Look, if you look at what the U.S. military is doing, they're not going after actual personnel. Like, they're not going after Houthis, people, they're going after logistics. But the second that U.S. personnel actually get hit and taken out, I think it's game over in the Middle East, and I think the U.S. military is just going to full send it. They don't have a choice. So we'll see what happens. There has never been peace in the Middle East. Actually, that's a whole nother video. There technically was. It was called the Quiet Period, and before 70 AD, when Rome destroyed the temple in Jerusalem, there was peace in the Middle East, but that's a whole nother Bible prophecy. And if you want to look into that, it's called postmillennialism. Anyway, your quick Christian history lesson. Make sure you guys are leaving your comments and opinions down below. I will be posting this video, and it helps me out a ton if you guys go actually like the posted video and leave your comments at the posted video. Thank you guys so much for everything. I love doing this for you guys, and I hope to keep you guys updated as long as YouTube will show you guys the content. So we'll see you guys later. Thank you for everything, and we'll see you. Hope you guys learned something.